What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Drew IQ. Welcome to another episode of Winners Win. Today we're gonna be talking about cybersecurity stocks. And right now I actually have COVID, so I'm sorry if I don't sound as clear as usual or maybe as energetic. But we're gonna try and do our best here and get through it. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment below if you have any questions or if you have any cybersecurity stocks you like, or maybe you have an idea for a future video you want me to do. Okay. But without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, today we're going to be going over 6 cybersecurity stocks. If you're familiar with me, you know I've worked in cybersecurity now for 8+ years. So I'm very familiar with what is hot in cybersecurity. Now, I picked the 6 hottest stocks just based off, my experience right now in the industry. And we're going to review them. Now, without any further ado, the first stock we're going to be talking about is Palo Alto Networks, ticker symbol PANW. Now, if you work in cybersecurity, you know that Palo Alto has been taking over for the last 5 years. And what I mean is Palo Alto is a cybersecurity vendor that specializes in firewall appliances. So right now, if you work in cybersecurity, you know that Palo Alto is the best firewall in the market right now. So Palo Alto is taking over. A lot of my job nowadays is migrating a lot of our customers to Palo Alto firewalls. Right? Now, if we look at the actual fair value right now for Palo Alto, and this is just using the discounted cash flow analysis, so just looking at cash flow. Right now, the fair value is about 585. So if you can get this stock for under 585, it's a reasonable price. Right now, it's at a whopping $466 last close. So it does look like it is at a 20% discount. Now, whenever you're looking at growth stocks, I think the most important thing to consider is the revenue growth, right? We're not going to be looking at dividends. We're not going to be looking at anything like that. We just care, is this company, getting a high revenue, and are they growing over at least 10%? Right now, if you look at their 3-year revenue growth, it's at 23%, which is very solid. Anything over 20% is really good. So far, the revenue growth is looking good. And if you know, they are the leader in firewalls in the cybersecurity market. Now, if we just go over here, look at the financials for this company, right? Let's look at the actual income statement. Let's see how much revenue they're actually making, right? So if we look at their revenue here in 2012, they made $0.26 billion. And year over year, as you can see, it is steadily increasing. So the revenue has been increasing at somewhat a really reasonable rate. Not one year have they gone down in revenue, and every year it has been going up, right? So the revenue growth is looking good. You know what I mean? Palo Alto is at a discount, and they are the leader when it comes to firewalls in the cybersecurity space. Now, another thing I wanted to look at for this company is, what other analysts are saying. What other analysts are, what is their price target for this stock? And right now, if you look at, over a bunch of different analysts, you can see the averages here, right? So currently, the price is $466. That is the last closing price. Now, on average, most analysts say if you can get this stock for about $657 or below, it's a reasonable price. And on the low end, $510, guys. So right now, this stock is cheaper than almost every analyst price target on the market right now, at least in the last 12 months, right? So I think it's a great time to buy this stock. If you know anything like me, they are just growing. They are not stopping. And I think there's a lot of upside to investing in Palo Alto. Like I said, our fair value for this company is going to be pretty much anything under that 500. Let's see, what was it? $585. So fair value. If you can get Palo Alto Networks for $585 or less, I do think it is a reasonable price to buy. All right, guys. So that's the first stock we're going to be talking about today. Palo Alto, ticker symbol PANW. All right. So the next stock I want to look at is going to be one of the stocks that I think it was about 5 years ago, I asked my financial advisor about this company. And they were at maybe a $15 price target, and now they're at $80, and they've been killing it. So a lot of times when it comes to tech companies, you really can't trust the financial advisors because they don't know tech as well as a lot of us cybersecurity nerds, right? So I knew that the tech was revolutionary for this space. Cloudflare is essentially adding an additional layer of security for a lot of companies, and they're relatively cheap. So when you think about DDoS attacks and different types of cybersecurity attacks, Cloudflare has a lot of protection. Um, and honestly, I used to recommend a lot of our customers to use Cloudflare for DDoS mitigation purposes because they're really cheap. So a lot of small business customers can use Cloudflare to mitigate a lot of DDoS attacks. Now, Cloudflare is personally one of my favorite stocks right now in the cybersecurity space. I think they're doing stuff that is just not being done right now. If you look at the fair value for this company, if you can get them for about $82 or below, that is a reasonable price target to buy. Right now, it looks like they're sitting at about $56. So they're at about a 31% discount if you just look at the discounted cash flow analysis. Now, if you look at the actual key ratios here, look at this, dude. This is incredible. 50% revenue growth over the last 3 years. That is that is amazing, guys. That is what we want to see. Like I said, I'm really only aiming for 10, 20%, but 50? Yeah, that's looking really good, right? If we go to the actual financial income statement here, we go to the actual detailed view. We can see the revenue has been increasing at an extremely high rate. Look at this, 84 billion to 134 billion 2017. Look at this. This is amazing. This is amazing revenue year over year. Look at this growth. So as far as like a growth stock is concerned, and this is what we're looking at right now, all of these stocks don't pay dividends. They're going to be growth stocks, and you need that revenue growth. And Cloudflare is an amazing company. They have, revolutionary technology when it comes to mitigation and using, CDNs. I think they were one of the first CDNs besides maybe Akamai. We're not going to talk about Akamai today. I think Cloudflare is at a better discount, and honestly, when considering security and cybersecurity stocks, they're going to be one of the best stocks for you to buy. Now, if we look at oops, sorry guys, I actually locked my space here. But yeah, if we look at the actual analyst forecast for this stock, you can say currently they're at $54, and on the low end, analysts are saying $70 is a fair price. On average, $123 is a fair price, which is more than double the current price, guys. And when you look at the high, they have a high of $245. So this is an extremely cheap stock right now, and I think it is a great time to buy. If you want to add to your cybersecurity portfolio, this is going to be another great stock to buy, and that's going to be Cloudflare, ticker symbol NET. All right, guys, so simple enough. Let's go ahead and move on to the third stock we're going to be talking about today. That was the second top stock, ticker symbol NET, company name Cloudflare. All right, so the next one that we're going to be talking about is one that a lot of people might have heard about. It's pretty popular in the cybersecurity space, but it's going to be Crowdstrike Holdings. Now, they protect organizations from cyber threats, right? Just like a lot of these cybersecurity companies. But they have, specifically like log management and other tools and services like identity and data and threat intelligence. So, and again, it's just another cybersecurity stock that specializes in preventing cyber threats, right? Just like all of these companies that we're really looking into, right? Now, the fair value for this company is going to be $225 or below. So if you can get this stock for $225 or below, it is a reasonable price to buy this stock. Looks like last closing was $151. So they're about a 32% discount. Looking at the revenue growth, guys, it just gets better, guys. Almost 80% revenue growth over the last 3 years. That is fantastic, guys. You don't see this kind of revenue growth very often. It's really just the cybersecurity space that you're seeing these insane numbers, right? Now, it looks like the revenue started about 2017, only 0.05. They doubled 2018. They're almost doubling their revenue year over year. This is incredible. This is what we like to see, guys, right? So Crowdstrike Holdings, another great stock to buy. If we look at, the actual analyst forecast here, you can see the current price is $137 for Crowdstrike Holdings, ticker symbol CRWD. Now, if you look at the analysts, the past 12 months forecast, the low is $212. The average $276, and the high is $340. So right now, the current price is at a huge discount. At least, considering like a lot of these analysts, they think it's going to be way higher than $137. And I as well think that Crowdstrike Holdings is a very solid company, and you're just going to see them continue to rise. Yeah, guys. So Crowdstrike Holdings, another great cybersecurity stock to own. That's going to be the third stock we're talking about today. Again, that was Crowdstrike Holdings, ticker symbol CRWD. Now, this next stock is one that's very popular in the IT industry. It's going to be Qualisys. Now, if you're familiar with Qualisys, what happens is they have a scan, and Qualisys has a free scan that a lot of customers use to see if their environment has any vulnerabilities. So, for example, a customer will give me an IP address, and I will go to Qualisys' website, and I will scan that IP address for any vulnerabilities. And that's why Qualisys is so crucial right now in the cybersecurity space, because they are leading the vulnerability scan right now, which is huge, guys. Almost every customer that I know uses Qualisys to verify their security and making sure they don't have any vulnerabilities, especially when it comes to SSL certs and stuff like that, which we're not going to get too deep into. But if you know about SSL certs and ciphers, Qualisys will actually scan those SSL certs and make sure that they're using ciphers that aren't vulnerable, right? Like MD5 was a hash that's vulnerable. It's going to be looking at stuff like that. Now, anyways, look at the fair value for this company. It's going to be about $119 or less. So right now, out of all the stocks that we're looking at, this company is at the least of a discount. Last closed at about $117, so not too much less than the fair value, but still right now at a reasonable price to purchase. I think Qualisys isn't going anywhere. Now, they are a more mature company. Qualisys has been around for a little while, and their revenue growth over the last 3 years is about 13%, which is, like I said, what we like. Anything over 10% is solid revenue growth. Now, let's see exactly how much revenue we're talking about here, right? How much are they actually making? Now, let's go ahead and look at the income statement and look at the details view if it wants to load for us here. There we go. As you can see, the revenue has been going up year over year. Last 3 years, the revenue has been going up. But if we look at it from a detailed view here, we can see that this is more of one of the more mature companies. They've been around a little longer than a lot of these other cybersecurity stocks. And they have been growing their revenue growth solid year over year for, it looks like, almost 7-8 years now, right? Which is what we want to see. Always having constant revenue growth is really what we want to see, right, with Qualisys. Now, if we look at analyst forecasts over the last 12 months, you can see that currently they're at $112. But on average, the analysts are saying if you can get it for about $142, it's going to be a fair price. On the low end, $113. So it's even below the low end, just barely. And on the high, it's going to be about $162. So as far as the discount goes, this company is not as much of a discount as the last 3 stocks that we looked at, but it is still at a very good price. And considering Qualisys is a mega giant in the cybersecurity space, I think they are a great company to purchase, especially at this price. All right, guys, so that is Qualisys, ticker symbol QLYS, another great stock to own, and that is going to be the 4th stock that we've talked about today. Let's go ahead and get to the 5th stock. Now, the 5th stock we will talk about today is Fortinet. Now, if you're not familiar with Fortinet, Fortinet is kind of like the cheaper Palo Alto. They have another firewall product that is very good in my opinion, but it is a lot cheaper than Palo Alto. I'm talking tens of thousands of dollars cheaper. So a lot of smaller business companies have been using Fortinet instead of the Palo Alto firewall that we mentioned earlier. So Fortinet is kind of like the small business firewall, right? If you look right here, they just said been considered SMB cybersecurity provider. See, I don't have to read any of this because I already know, guys. I'm in tech. I already know. This is the SMB firewall. I don't need to read all this, okay, guys? This is the firewall that a lot, like I said, of SMB businesses are going to buy instead of the Palo Alto because they can't afford a Palo Alto. So we're going to want to have that enterprise level firewall, which is going to be Palo Alto, and this is going to be our small business firewall, Fortinet. Now, right now, the fair value, if you look at the discounted cash flow analysis, is going to be $340. So if you can get it for $340 or less, it's going to be fair value to purchase that. Looks like the last close was $261, which is about an 80% discount, which in my opinion is a very fair price to purchase this stock. Now, if you look at the actual key ratios here, we can see the revenue growth over the last few years has grown over 22%, which is fantastic. Like I said, it's over that 10-20% that we like to see. If we go into the financials, let's see exactly how much revenue they're actually doing here. All right. Now, Fortinet is fairly new. I can't remember exactly. No, it looks like they've been around for a while. It looks like they've been around since 2012. So the total revenue has been increasing year over year, which is what we want to see. And like I said, Fortinet has absolutely been killing it in the cybersecurity space, especially as the cheaper firewall for a lot of small business customers. Now, let's look at the 12-month analyst forecast. Now, a lot of people are saying on low, a fair price is $320. The average is about $370, and the high is $425, guys. And right now, currently, it is at $260. So it's an extremely discounted price right now if you're looking to purchase, Fortinet stock. I think it's a must-have stock in the cybersecurity space, especially when it comes to the firewalls. Palo Alto and Fortinet are just owning this space right now, so I think it's a must-have stock. But yeah, guys, that's going to be the 5th stock that we're going to be talking about today. Fortinet, ticker symbol FTNT. Now, I say the best stock for last. Now, this one I've been hearing more and more recently in the space, and that is going to be Zscaler. Now, Zscaler, like I said, is more of a newer company I've been hearing around more and more recently, and their growth has been just fantastic, guys. They kind of focus on more cloud-delivered solutions and stuff like that, so not as much dedicated firewalls and those sorts of natures like Fortinet and Palo Alto, for example. Now, if we look at the actual, look at this, guys. If you look at the fair value right now, if you do a discounted cash flow analysis, it's going to be $265 or less. It's a fair value to buy this stock. And right now, they're at a measly $136, guys. That's the last close. So that's a 48% discount just looking at the cash flow, right? Which is extremely rare to see. That is a huge discount. And out of all the stocks I'm showing you today, this is the cheapest price target out of any of these stocks. And in my opinion, this is going to be the best stock in the cybersecurity space to purchase right now, besides maybe Palo Alto. Now, the key ratios right now, look at this. Over the last 3 years, revenue growth is 52%, which is fantastic, guys. Like we've said, we like to get at least 10, 20, and that is doubling that. So if we look at the actual financials, right, let's see how much revenue they are making. Now, you can see the revenue's been going up here. If you look at the details of view, we can see that the revenue started around 2015, so a little newer company than these other ones. But this revenue that they're getting, $53 billion in 2015 to $80 billion in 2016, this is insane revenue growth, guys. Insane revenue growth, guys. Like, this is ridiculous, guys. In almost, 5-6 years, it went from $53 billion to $859 billion. Guys, I don't think y'all understand how crazy that is. That is an insane amount of revenue. Okay, guys? Now, if we look at the actual 12-month forecast for this company, right now they're sitting at a measly $136. Now, the high end for these analysts are saying $2,775 on the high analyst forecast for this price of this stock, which is insane, guys. The average is about 417 and the lowest is 245. So right now, if you look at how cheap the current stock price is compared to what all these analysts are saying, this is an amazing discount, guys. This is, I think, a little much, honestly. This is really high. I don't know if it's going to be that high, but I do think, out of all of these new cybersecurity spaces, Zscaler is having a lot of growth right now. Pretty much any cloud solutions are having an insane amount of growth. But yeah, guys, that is going to be the last stock we talk about today, Zscaler, ticker symbol ZS. Now, I appreciate you guys, if you made it through this far of the video. These are the top 6 stocks that you're going to get in the cybersecurity space from a cybersecurity engineer and also someone who is into finance, guys. So please like, subscribe, leave a comment below. I do spend a lot of time on these, and I do appreciate all the love. But yeah, guys, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So appreciate y'all stopping by, and let's make this bread, baby.